The final match of round 10, and the Leeds Rhinos ahead at half-time by 26 points to 12. The Catalan Dragons to get the second half underway. Incidentally, hearing news from across the channel, and disturbing news for Wigan fans as well. The word is, then we have heard it here, and I'm sure it's probably making headlines back home, that Amos Roberts, in that good victory for Wigan against Wakefield today, has gone to hospital with a suspected broken leg. And you just wonder what sort of repercussion that will have as far as the Wigan Warriors are concerned. Those reports coming to Bill on the sideline. He's passed it up to us. And if it is the case, that will be a bitter blow to Wigan, and particularly to Amos Roberts, who was having a fantastic season, Steve, wasn't he?
Yeah, it is a shame, and it's something that we all have to live with, the fact that it is a very, very rough, tough sport.
There's every chance, though, I mean, if it is a broken leg, Eddie, as simple as that he will be back before the end of the season.
Oh, absolutely. And picking up where he left off, hopefully. Be a couple of months, though, you would think, wouldn't it? 4, 6, 8 weeks, something like that.
And possibly a little longer, yes.
And his confidence would be dented. Talking of confidence, Kevin Sinfield and the Leeds Rhinos' confidence not dented. That's a good kick to the corner from the Leeds skipper. Head and feed, though, at the scrum here to the Catalan Dragons.
Wait! Well done, Ian.
And that was Vakary who got up and played the ball. Leeds trying to pen the Catalan Dragons back in their own half of the field. Good little break coming in here from Gigot. Nearly lost the ball then, carrying it one-handed, a little bit risky. That's Dallas Johnson.
That's good work by the forwards as well. They really have combined. Quick play the ball, though. Ben Thaler, the official, that's a little bit of latitude, and then that's another poor kick again.
Not Thomas Bosk's specials, those, are they? Very poor. He's been out for a long time this year, probably still getting back to the swing of things, but the kicking from him in the first half, in general play, I mean, he's been good with the conversions, obviously, but in general play, just a little bit lacking.
Yeah, maybe you could be looking at the point that they're not playing at their regular stadium. He would know every blade of grass at the one down the road, but I must say he needs to up the tempo. Kevin Walters will realise they've got to try to push this Rhino outfit back into their own quarter.
The offload is very, very risky, and the tackle count is wiped clean, though, by the referee, much to the disappointment of the home supporters here, as Senior feeds Ryan Hall, tries to go down the line, halted by the tackle from Cyril Stakul. This is Burgess, spins away from a couple, tramples all over another, and gets out of the clutches of Tony Gigot.
Boy, what strength he showed there.
Diskin finds Sinfield, ball to ground. Jamie Jones-Buchanan seizes on the mistake, pushes Matt Diskin out of the way, gives it then to Maguire. Maguire cuts infield, dancing feet from Maguire, goes back the other way, gives the ball to Jamie Jones again. Delaney hangs on somehow, takes the tackle, but Leeds not making much progress forward despite all of that fancy stepping and handling ability that was on show. This is the last tackle coming up here. And Diskin gives it to Rob Burrow, who in turn gives it to Brent Webb. He'll stab it in, and a chance here for Ian Kirk. Grounded in goal, I think.
To try and it, Mike.
No, it's not a try this time, I can assure you. I think you'll find that Pello gets there first. Is it Pello? Yeah, I think it is, that he just gets to it. That's a knock-on anyway, so the two knock-ons. Perhaps that's the first one, that's definitely the second, so this will be no try. I'm pretty confident about that. I seem to be in sync with Mr. Stuart Cummings tonight. What say he?
It's no try. And it's a tap on the 20-metre line because of the knock-on in the in-goal area by Ian Kirk. Bentley will drive it forward. That's around the throat by Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Looking to get away with that.
They're showing some good spirit, the Catalan Dragons, Eddie. They had a tough first half period. They then had just a tough call a minute ago when the referee wiped it back to 6. But they managed to hang on for another 6 tackles. And they're carrying the ball with a lot more endeavour.
They are. This is Gregory Muniz.
Okay.
Quick play the ball as well.
Good play as well, a little bit more shape now to the Catalan side.
Wait, lads, well done.
That was Tuxegas who carried the ball forward. Oh, and they go without it.
First one.
Well, let's go down to Bill. News from the Catalan Dragons. Bill?
It doesn't get any better for Kevin Walters because it looks like Jamil Fakir has picked up a hamstring injury. He's just limped out of the Dragons dressing room with a great block of ice virtually strapped to the back of his thigh and made his way very slowly towards the Dragons bench. So if that is another serious injury, then it's another really big blow for the Dragons because it's another one of their big go-forward players who's had to go off the field.
Yes, he's quite a physical specimen, Jamal Fakir. Meanwhile, Gregory Muniz interfering as Keith Senior tried to get to his feet to play the ball. Penalty is awarded to Leeds Rhinos.
No option there, Ben Thaler, but just at a moment where the Catalans looked as though they were going to get themselves sorted out. Notice that Thomas Bosch has started to go in there and take first receiver, but Dane Carlo, the big forward that's played out in the centres, he overran it. No cohesion at the moment.
Catalan Dragons celebrated their first win of 2010 9 days ago, 16-10 against Hull Kingston Rovers here in the south of France. This is Jamie Jones again, gets it away, and well, Maguire seemed to pick the pocket then of Rob Burrow. Had to take the tackle as well. Jones Buchanan down the short side. Finds Delaney. He has the strength to shrug Tuxegas off him. Well, that should be a penalty to Leeds, really, in the strictest sense. But here they come with Maguire. An Ambler up the middle. Clattered to the ground.
Good tackle by Maguire. It had to be as well.
Diskin on the last. Burrow gives it to Webb. Oh, and he went for the interception then, did Cyril Stakul. Nearly came up with it as well. Shot a hand out.
Had to take the gamble. You can see that they had the overlap. Ryan Hall would have sailed into the corner. No doubt about it. But this will be even more pressure. Just couldn't get it at his second goal.
Big challenge for them now, Steve-O.
Wait, here we go. Staircase.
Well, it is. This scrum forms 10 metres away. Sinfield has it. Oh, straight into the face of Senior. And the chance has gone begging. They will be relieved at that.
I think one of the things we've seen in this game, and it might be as a result of the fatigue of plenty of matches, is the passing accuracy from a lot of players below the standard we're used to. Look, Kevin Sinfield bullets that towards his head. It's 6 to 12 inches higher than where he wants it. And we've seen a few of those from both sides today. Passing accuracy down from both teams.
And timing of the run as well. I think Keith Senior needed to step off the gas a little there. Let Kevin Sinfield get out with the ball.
Well, Leeds trying to keep Stephen Bell trapped inside his own area. Look at that, 20 offloads from Leeds, and there hasn't been one offload from the Catalan Dragons as yet.
And there's a story in that, Eddie. Catalan Dragons need to keep it tight, pump down the middle, keep a basic game. Leeds are willing to move this Catalan pack around. Big Catalan pack, you get some offloads, they tire quicker.
David Ferriol down on the challenge number 3, this set of 6. Drive forward here by Sebastian Martin. Ends with tackle number 4, still inside his own half of the field. Diskin disentangles himself from the grounded player. Kick over the top, Poor again into the arms of Brent Webb. It's a very lush surface, this. And the players struggling at times to keep their feet on it, particularly now as the sun sets and the dew comes in.
Hold it, Dave. Hold it, Dave. Hold it.
Rob Burrow clapping his hands, wanting Leeds to get on with it.
3.
Well, it was a dream return, wasn't it, for Lee Smith on Thursday with his 2 tries against the Bradford Bulls. Got Leeds back into the match and got them a point. It's been fairly quiet here tonight, looking for work now, though, but they come the other way and find Burrow. He pops it up to Ambler. And the man who was supporting him on his right shoulder then was Lee Smith. Diskin, Sinfield, Maguire stabs it through. Jones Buchanan's after it, and well, the Vakary just waited and almost delayed fatally then.
That was a great kick there from Danny Maguire, just taking control, mount the pressure into the space.
One good sign for the Catalan Dragons. Chris Walker completes his 2-match ban today. He's already run in 6 tries this season, and they've struggled really to score tries throughout 2010, so their leading scorer will be back for next weekend after a 2-match ban. Let's get a little bit of Leeds news here from Bill.
Well, good news for the Rhinos, because Kylie Luluai got a bang in the side earlier in the first half and came off for the Rhinos, is back out on the sidelines, just taking his warm-up top off in actual fact, and looks as though he'll be able to come back. Long faces on the Catalan Dragons bench, because they do believe that Jamil Fakir has torn a hamstring.
Doesn't help. Here comes Luluai, though, for Leeds. That's been the story of the Catalan Dragon season so far. 1 or 2 come back, and then 1 or 2 more disappear because of injury. And when you think the likes of Bird and Croker, Riles and Mogg have all gone from the class of 2009, they've left a massive hole that it's been very difficult for Kevin Walters to cover.
Much better defence, though, by the Catalans outfit in and around the play the ball area. They were being cut to ribbons, and they've done it again, hasn't he? Diskin is having a field day.
Gets the ball away to Kirk, who finds Senior. Down he goes on the last tackle. Burrow this time, dummy half. Gives it to Sinfield. Infield to Maguire. Short ball then to Jamie Jones. Oh, how about this? That's forward. Oh, well, the crowd thought so as well. Kick to space, looking for the runners. That's the turnover.
Yeah, that was a knock-on. As soon as it hit the Catalan player, it would be deemed as a knock-on. And with you, that looked slightly forward, gentlemen.
Well, a great decision by Lee Smith. It's always a place you should have players chasing, is back towards the post. You're caught there on the last tackle as a winger. The best option you can always do is kick back in towards the post, and hopefully you'll have somebody like your hooker chasing in.
Penalty to the Catalan Dragons, a relieving penalty here, because they did not move away quick enough as far as Ben Thaler's concerned.
It's interesting, Eddie, isn't it? After a free-scoring first half, we've gone, what, almost 12 minutes now in the second half without a point being scored, and I think that's a reflection of how Catalans have toughened up a little bit since the break.
Yes, and the last of Leeds' 5 tries, coming in the 34th minute. Catalan Dragons, the last to score just before half-time, giving us the 26-12 scoreline we've got at the moment. Thomas Bosk. And Maguire trying all he knows to try and break this tough Leeds defence down. They're threatening again, though, here.
And it's very difficult. You can see how that Senior just taking them very quickly out wide, forcing the French outfit down the middle.
Great ball from Pello to Ferriol.
Move! David, get off him! Off one.
Ball back on the inside, finds Dallas Johnson. Over the gun to Stephen Bell. That's a great run, and it's got a bit of animation on the terraces from the Catalan supporters. There's Johnson again. Back it comes to Pello. He stabs the ball to the in-goal area. He was taken out, was he? The locals think so. The touch judge thinks so as well. He's on the field.
Straight well. And Pello took a real knock. I think he was okay, but it's just a shoulder. They don't like it here. The home crowd, and it's Luluai, who really does get the full force. Oh, and lifts the elbow as well.
Pretty sure that the rules are, aren't they? A late challenge on the kicker is in a sin bin.
Yes, it is, and Ben Thaler's read the same rule book as you, Phil.
Well picked.
Kylie Luluai's in the sin bin for 10.
He could have pulled away. Luluai could have pulled away, and he knows it. He can shake his head, has a right grin, especially with his side leading 26 points to 12, but maybe a few words from his coach, Brian McLennan, will take away that smirk.
And this is the little chink of life for Catalan Dragons. 12 men, ball on the line.
And every time they've had the ball close, they have really threatened, and they've come up with 2 tries, and this is Guisset. He's held up, says the referee, and he'll restart the tackle count from the 10-metre line.
I'm surprised more attackers don't join Guisset here and force him over the line.
Beautiful offload there, wasn't it, by Dimitri Pello?
Here's Ferriol. Well, you want a big fella like Ferriol to take on Leeds underneath their own goal. Oh, hang on. There was a punch thrown then, wasn't there? More good defence on show as Gigot went for it.
Gigo's nearly got it down, or has he got it down? I think he might have got this down.
The referee called 3 there, on the line, just in front of the line. That's Maguire. Here is Bosk. Pello. Short ball. They're in with Tuxagas. They have threatened the line from close range 3 times, and they have come up with a try 3 times. Julien Tuxagas. 60th appearance of his career, the 3-time French international, and he comes up with his first try of 2010, and he breathes yet more life into the Catalan Dragons challenge here.
Well, they went close, didn't they? The Catalans outfit applied the pressure. This is how close they went to it. Ferriol was held, and that looked like a punch. Ferriol just said, what was that? Mosquito? Gigot went close. Then he spins around. I thought he got this down, but the referee had already called held. But he wasn't going to be denied. Tuxagas comes on at real pace. Beautiful pass from Dimitri Pello. Short little one. That's got them all excited here. Great work from the fullback. And what a finish as well, Tuxagas. Get out of the way.
The Dragons needed to take a quick kick though here. They've wasted probably half a minute, possibly a minute. Don't forget their opponents are down to 12 men. They've got the crowd excited, they've got themselves excited, but Boss needed to take this quickly, Eddie.
Well, he did, but I suppose in terms of the contest, he wanted to make sure that he kicks the goal, and he does. It's 18 points to 26 now.
Now let's see where Leeds are mentally. Let's see where they are mentally in this season. There's a massive question mark being asked now by this Catalan Dragons team. You see Kylie Luluai sin bin for that. Massive question mark be put against them, and let's see how the 3 times champions can respond.
And just getting the direction right. It just brushed the upright, didn't it? But Tuxagas with the try, and Bosk with the successful conversion. 18-26.
And Leeds down to 12.
Oh, what a time to come up with a mistake.
Went behind, did he say?
No, Kane Bentley, the referee has blown the whistle. It's a knock-on.
Well, we see it so often, don't we?
There's the man in the sin bin, Kylie Luluai.
He ain't grinning now. It was a shocker.
It looked as though it went backwards, but as we said on, I think during the match, was it on Thursday or at St Helens on Good Friday, any fumble in this game is penalised by a knock-on and is ruled so by the referees.
But why on earth did Cyril Stackle, having gained possession, why do you want to pass it about a couple of metres away from your own line? You know, like, run it, we've got possession. Go to the tackle.
Here's another penalty now, though, against the Catalan Dragons. It's Dallas Johnson, and the bang in front of the sticks, and because they're down to 12 men, they're taking the 2 on offer here, Leeds, just to eat the clock up.
Yeah, good thinking. He's not the skipper for nothing, you know. He reads the game exceptionally well, does Kevin Sinfield.
I'll have to move out of this commentary box shortly. It's like bonfire night here. The journalists all in front smoking cigarettes. They don't mind a cigarette in this country.
We'll get you a mask if you wish.
Another yard, mate. Another yard. That'll do. Okay there.
Because it's not, we're not at home where they're all non-smoking stadia these days. Sadly, Brian, you're spot on.
True.
Just cough.
I'll have no choice in a second.
I know that.
I'd like to know, what type of mask are you referring to?
Sinfield makes no mistake. You know, Leeds might have some painful memories of their last visit to Perpignan 10 months ago. They were beaten on that occasion 32-30, the last play of the match. And there's the commentary box, and who's got a cigarette in their mouth?
Obviously high up in the sky list here.
Yeah, what are you doing over there? Can someone just draw a veil across Mr. Carney? There's no room for you next to us here. You're all on your Todd.
Somebody's had a few days in France. He's expanded.
Better. Go. Tom. Marker, come on. Move. Wait. Better.
Yes, he likes the old French wine, the lad, don't you?
3. Movement. Well done. Go.
Here's Ryan Bailey.
Oh, that looked a touch high as well.
The legs come up every time Bailey gets tackled. He won't be happy with that. That's Burrow with the kick into open space. That's a great kick, this. Oh, just the right side of the post. I thought it was going to stand up in the in-goal area on this very lush surface.
And that just shows you the influence that you have with a man of this ability. He kicked early in the tackle, didn't wait until the last, just turned the right way, or did it? Yep.
Be careful with tackle. All right, get him low. Be careful. No, I've seen it.
Referee's confident.
Coming up to the hour mark, 28-18.
Get in. Out.
I mean, I know, Steve-O, that you won't go to an ATM machine, and you probably won't have any credit cards on you. So who's been looking after you down here? People have been buying you the drink and the food that you've obviously consumed?
Well, if you can explain to me what an ATM is, then I might give you an answer.
It's a hole in the wall. It's a machine that dispenses what you never bother spending. Money.
Wait.
Amazing.
4.
Good tackle. Slams him to the ground.
Go.
Pello and Maguire. Bosk. Still down to 12 men, remember, the Leeds Rhinos. Kylie Luluai in the sin bin on the hour mark. Last tackle here for the Catalan Dragons. Up it goes off the boot of Bosk. Webb so safe as houses and clattered by Maguire.
BT's a good fullback. That is a great take.
World class, isn't he?
Move.
Must have heard him coming at him. Didn't take his eye off the ball for a moment.
Could have smelt his breath with that one. I mean, he really did put his body on the line. Unbelievable.
This is Bailey again.
I've been impressed with the Rhinos, though, the way that they've shared the work and the forwards. Diskin has had an outstanding game in just controlling it. Look how he's getting over the advantage line. They've been looking for the inside pass. They've been quite constructive. Been impressed.
Lee Smith plays the ball to Diskin. Maguire. Another deep kick. Well, Brian, I know what you mean about the cigarettes. I'm getting a whiff of it myself now.
But that kick there, this is a fantastic way to control a game. Take Rob Burrow's kick previous, Danny Maguire's kick this time. This is a real good example on how to control a game. I should say really good. I sound like Terry O'Connor when I say real good.
Move! Hold it here, lads. Come on. Wait. Go.
Pello to his feet. Bentley. Muniz gets the pass away. And Tuxagas, the try scorer in the second half, is tackled. Bosk and Ferriol.
Hand! 4 movement, guys! Hold it. Well done.
Bentley once again. Here's Thomas Bosk. Wide they go. Chancing their arm in the second half. Good stuff. Bentley again. Maguire. Oh, they've got men on the overlap here. Carlo is brought to ground. Last tackle here. Stephen Bell at dummy half. Bosk drifts the kick over the top. Offside. No. Yes, offside.
Just a touch in front of the kicker, but that was pretty good play by the Catalans. That brought the crowd alive. Will we see it early here? Yeah, only just though. He knew that the fullback, Dimitri Pello, was going to go through, and he said, no, I held back. You don't have the whistle. Ben Thaler does.
So penalty, relieving penalty for the Leeds Rhinos that Sinfield will deposit into touch.
They'll be happy with that as well, because they are being put under a lot of pressure now, and they can't feel as though they're safe.
Well,
the Rhinos.
Down to 12 men as well. Although Kylie Luluwai preparing to return right now.
Go, well done.
Lee Smith.
Surrender.
Just
Back he comes. Back to 13.
And back to basics. That's what Leeds will be doing now. Make sure they get into a good position so that when they do get the kicking game... Oh, he's off.
Burrows away. Oh, brilliant pass to Senior. Here's Ryan Hall. Pello did his best. That went forward.
No advantage, no try.
No advantage, no try. You're spot on, and it's going to be head and feet at the scrum to the Catalan Dragons. They escape. But what about the pass here?
Unbelievable.
Oh.
You know, he's struggled a bit this year as Rob Barrow. He really hasn't found the sparkle that we've seen over the last couple of seasons. But the mere fact he started on the bench, it's always a reminder. And he really just zipped in through it. Knew he couldn't get it through.
I think Brian McLennan suspected it might be quite a physical battle early on. And he wanted to have Rob Burrow as his secret weapon off the bench when things had settled down, to try and have that sort of pace we've just seen cause the Catalan Dragons some problems.
If you're going to be very critical there, Eddie, you might say Keith Senior could have picked the pass on the inside. Brent Webb charging, and I think the cover defence was always going to pick up the outside runner.
Stakul plays the ball. Here come the Catalan Dragons again. That's a good run once more from Vakary.
Well, Vakary had the chance to offload, but I'm afraid the support was missing. Now then, a big breakaway here. They're holding Guisset down, but Brent Webb has gone deep. Anticipating maybe a kick early. That's good play.
Good hands. It's Tutsigas again. He's got support wide and gave it to Maguire. It was the only pass that was on for him. He might have taken the tackle, I suppose. But Maguire was standing between him and the winger.
Well, boy, they've laid down the gauntlet now. That is a big message written all over them and saying, hey, come on. A little bit lax in the defence, taking nothing away from the break itself.
Burrow to Jones Buchanan.
Surrender. Stand up. That's four.
Well, Tutsigas may not have the speed, but he certainly has the power and the size.
Here's Luluwai again. He's just back on. Tackled by Guisset. Last tackle for Leeds on halfway. Burrow with the kick just drifts it over the top. Stakul is after it. Laid off the foot, so all on. And gets it infield to Pello.
Good job that Singfield got that, because there was a huge gap.
Well, the Leeds defensive line then was all offside, surely. That's what the crowd believed. They're right on the back of Ben Taylor.
I think they'd give him a weekend for two, wouldn't they, Eddie? They could get a penalty off him right now, probably at the end of this set.
Just inside their own half, into Leeds territory now with that drive forward. 4 tackles gone though. Bentley is weighing up the options as Ferriol plays it to him. There's Bosk. Here's Maguire. Kick over the top to turn Ryan Hall around, looking for the winger Stakul. It's a great bounce. Ryan Hall has it, and Stakul has Ryan Hall.
Best passage of play we've seen for quite some time, and that's good work. Stakul very quick in the first marker position, and they're finding it tough for the Rhinos to get any advantage at all. Great work.
They're starting to lose a little bit of energy as we are now deep into the final quarter of this match. Sinfield, Maguire, that's Ablett. Good tackle by Bosk. Great set this by the Dragons. Kick needs to be good. It's not bad. It is not bad from Maguire, but Pello was there on the bounce, and Pello will run it back. Halted by Ablett. Well, the Catalan Dragons have got their supporters excited. That's a great run from Vakary.
Now they're going to be looking towards Thomas Bosk. Remember, he can come up with something brilliant at times.
Ferriol, that one looked a touch forward maybe to Guisset. Guisset plays it to Bentley. There's Bosk. Here's Ferriol again, looking for support on his shoulder. Not there. They're inching closer though, the Dragons. Bentley. Thomas Bosk. Back it comes. Maguire. Stephen Bell. Cuts inside. Good tackle by Burrow.
Got to try to get an extra set of 6 if they can. It's got to be a good dink.
Johnson to Bosk. Good kick. Try, maybe! Try for Bentley! Or did he knock it forward?
What on earth?
Kevin Sinfield
What's doing? Kevin
was hanging
Sinfield.
around, and Kane Bentley came from nowhere. If he's got fingertips on this, he's onside. If he's got fingertips, this could be a try.
Well, I cannot believe that Kevin Sinfield has just tried to marshal this over.
Look
It's
at Bentley in
stopping.
the background.
It's stopping, it's stopping. You don't take that risk. That's
It's a try.
No doubt at all.
What a wonderful effort by Bentley.
Great try, Kane Bentley. He just wouldn't give that up, would he? This is going to bring the house down. They're not out of this suddenly. They look dead and buried in the first half. Sinfield, but he wanted to let the ball run dead in goal, and it wouldn't go. And Kane Bentley, the younger of the brothers, New Zealand born, but he's lived and played in France all of his life, has come up with a crucial try.
Well, it's very rare you see a mistake as badly as this from a top-class rugby league footballer. And I'm afraid Kevin Sinfield, when he watches that again, he'll be saying to himself, what on earth was I doing? Too late, I'm afraid, Kevin, but it was a beautiful little dink through by Thomas Bosk. He knew he had to do something different, couldn't get through himself.
Vital kick this, vital kick. And if he makes it, Leeds are looking at the possibility of a 5th game without a win. And he's kicked it. And it's 24-28.
We talk about the chase, the kick not only being as good as the chase. You'll hardly ever see a better example than this. If Kane Bentley doesn't put the effort in to chase this Thomas Bosk kick, ball goes dead, Leeds start on the 20. He puts in this extra effort, catches Kevin Sinfield by surprise, scores a great try for his team.
Look at those stern faces that belong to the Leeds supporters who've journeyed to the south of France. And look at the joy on the faces of the Catalan Dragons supporters. 26-6 ahead after 34 minutes. Here we are, last 10, 24-28. Memories of last year, 10 months ago, when the Catalan Dragons pinched the game in the very last play of the match. Surely lightning isn't going to strike twice, or is it for Kevin Walters?
Well, he knows they've got the sail. I must say they really have got the wind behind them now. They're enthusiastic at one moment. Just after the restart of this half, they look tired. A few of them look a little bit
40-20
disinterested.
possibility here. Brent Webb knew that. Well, Steve-O, a game that was really dying at half-time has come alive.
When you see these scoring surges, Eddie, teams put 10 or 20 points on in a short period of time, and then it swings back. The challenge now for the Catalan Dragons is to keep the concentration and focus here. When the ball's kicked to them, perhaps at the end of this set, there can be no errors from it. The defence needs to remain tight, because with Lauatiti and senior players like Burrow, Maguire, Leeds do have that strike ability from anywhere on the pitch.
Bentley was brave then. He stood his ground in front of Kylie Luluwai, and Jerome Guisset came in, and he finished the job. This is Burrow waiting at dummy half on the last tackle here for Leeds. Sinfield with another kick over the top, and this time it's Cyril Stakoul who will run the ball out. Now then, 9 minutes remaining, 4 points. Over 8,000 in here tonight to see the visit of the champions. Stephen Bell was almost through.
And nervous minutes as well for Leeds.
Pello will have a run.
He's come alive, hasn't he, the full-back? That could have been a penalty. Ben Thaler is allowing the advantage, but the home crowd here are going mad that they're all offside. And you know something? They're absolutely spot on.
Well, Bosk has come alive in this second half. He's found Muniz. Muniz finds Tuxagas. Brian McLennan just slightly concerned.
Chip over Bosk. Come on, do something.
It's a high kick. That's too deep, though, this.
Wasted.
Lee Smith collects it.
Hold it, come on. Go, you're all right.
And Sebastian Martin managed to hang on to him there.
Well, in the past, Leeds have looked for somebody like Jamie Peacock here to put his hand up and take the team forward. No Peacock, who for the Rhinos is going to act as that leader in the last final 10 minutes.
Well, they have to be fatigued after the monumental effort they put in against the Bradford Bulls on Thursday. They will be happy to hear the final siren now and head for the airport and home. Here is Lauatiti. He is the man who might just do it. Senior is grounded, a wonderful tackle low down. It was a great tackle that by Dane Carlaw. High kick over to the corner. Ball was, well, it was spilled, but Leeds were offside.
Quite a few of them in front of the kicker. Their eagerness to get in, and really, Brian McLennan would have been saying, oh, tell you what, that's tight. I thought the first viewing that perhaps would have been 2 or 3 in front, but that is a real 50-50 call. Not surprisingly, Lee Smith looks a bit bemused.
Maybe Sir Alex Ferguson would have liked that touch judge on the line at Old Trafford on Saturday when Didier Drogba scored his winner against Man United, because he was a yard offside. They weren't a yard offside, but this touch judge spotted it.
He saw something we couldn't see.
Here they come, Carlo. Now then, Dimitri Pello. They have the scent of something here, Catalan Dragons, and Guise bounces off Bailey. That's a knock-on, 6 to go.
Back to 6, yeah. And that's, well, that could have been a penalty as well.
Well, that should be. Sebastian Martin will drive it forward. Listen to this crowd now. They're getting behind their team. Leeds are hitting the panic button. Balls come free. Leeds breathe a big sigh of relief. It's with Webb, but look, he's on his own. There's not many putting their hands up to come forward and help him out. Vakary gets that man down.
The offload it there, which hard to say whether Jamie Jones Buchanan touched it or either way. They know they are in a bit of a hole. Leeds only 4 points in front. They've got to try to get some advantage, get to the halfway at least.
You'd be fascinated. Sorry, I'm frustrated. You're a Catalan fan. Why your side weren't able to play with this urgency in the first half? Defensive line speed's good. Even players like Lauatiti are driven backwards in the tackle.
Sinfield, it's a brilliant pass off the ground to Maguire. Maguire's going to go all the way here and win it for Leeds. Yes, he is. Tremendous try from Maguire. Second try for Danny Maguire. And what a pass that set him up. Brilliant ball into the arms of Danny Maguire and Kevin Sinfield. No wonder he gives him a special hug, because after the mistake from Sinfield at the other end, just a few short minutes ago, it was a wonderful pass that found Maguire, and Maguire had the speed to do the rest. 13th try against the Catalan Dragons for Danny Maguire.
Sensational stuff. Lauatiti gets it off away, and then Sinfield, super flick as he was going down. And what about the in and out and the step from Maguire? That'll seal it. And that pass was out of the top drawer. One-handed flick, but give him credit, put himself in that position. He reads the game ever so well, does this fella. Let's see it in slow motion. Quality. Super quality.
And the 13th try that Danny Maguire has scored against the Catalan Dragons from the pass from this man, Kevin Sinfield, who, as we all know, is one of the most consummate professionals, and he will be disgusted with himself that he allowed Kane Bentley in for that try not long ago, but he will be also delighted now that he has, well, got a little bit of self-pride back, and what's more, has added the extras, and that should seal it by now. 34-24 for the Leeds Rhinos, but what a fight the Catalan Dragons had made of it in the second half, and Bailey has obviously got a problem with the back.
Yeah, and full credit to the home side as well. You know, Catalans, they look out of it, didn't they? Out on their feet. Leeds were just breezing away a few minutes before the half-time, and then all of a sudden Dallas Johnson went in for the try, and give them a little bit of hope. They've played exceptionally well in the second half, but when you've got the quality and skill of a man like Danny Maguire, he just turns the game.
Wait, go.
Diskins, the dummy half for the Leeds Rhinos. They'll drive it forward here with Burgess.
You know, in scoring that try, Eddie, they've revisited an area of the field that they've knocked on the door all day, in around the forwards. When Lowy Titi offloaded that ball, Kevin Sinfield went straight back at the area where the tired forwards were going to be, found a brilliant pass to pick up Danny Maguire. But it's a smart play by Leeds. Go back to where you've worked at all game.
Well, no matter what happened here in this match, Leeds will end Easter outside of the top 8 because of what happened elsewhere in the Super League today. They're 3 points off the pace. Now they're only just 1. It's an important win for them. What's it tell us about the Catalan Dragons? They're still going through the horrors in terms of injuries, Brian?
Well, you've got to feel for Kevin Walters, don't you? They can put in a second half performance like this when they're missing so many players. They've lost so many ball players in the last 12 months in Greg Bird and Adam Mogg. There's very few teams that can afford to do that. Yet they can put in a second half like this, but it was on the back of conceding 5 tries in the first half. Frustrating, I'm sure, Steve-O.
Well, you're right, Brian, and it happens to a lot of teams over a period of time. Kevin Walters certainly doesn't look too pleased with it, but deep down, he'll know that his side in the second half have really, really tried hard.
And here they come again. They're not packing it in. Cyril Stakul.
Move! Wait.
He's been so influential since he came off the bench, Stakul.
That was Johnson. And this now is Sebastian Martin.
4. Move! Hold it here, lads. Well
Bentley. And Bosk off the outside of the boot. Looking for Bello. Only finds Lauatiti. Lauatiti gets it away to Brent Webb. Was that forward? The crowd thought it was. Here is Ryan Hall.
Move! Wait here, guys.
Well, Leeds are going to go home with the victory, and it's been hard fought in the end. It looked easy in the first half.
I heard they had a very tough game on Thursday against Bradford, and they have to fly over to France to play a game against Catalan Dragons, who, although are bust and missing players, they're still a tough pack and a tough team to come up against, as it's showing in this game. Leeds will be delighted with that, Eddie. I think 3 points out of the Easter break, after having so many losses preceding that, I think they'll be quite happy.
Yes, it's their first win for a wee while. This is their first win in 5, and here goes Maguire.
2. Move!
Bell and Johnson and Martin.
3.
Down he goes on tackle number 3. Bentley again. Bentley again. Great enthusiasm from Kane Bentley.
He's been lively.
Inside the last minute. This is David Ferriol. David Ferriol to burrow his way over, he hopes, but no. The Leeds defence stands firm. Last tackle, Bentley now. Fires the pass to Bosk. Bosk on the short ball. Just loses the ball forwards. Was it Tuxagas again over there? There's no try. And here is Ryan Hall, fed by Sinfield.
0. Here, lads.
20 seconds remaining. No, it wasn't. It was Muniz who went so close. Penalty to Leeds, and that'll wrap it up. Only 10 seconds remaining.
You'd have to say they'll be happy with the 3 points over Easter, but probably less than convincing in this game in the end. I really thought they would kick on after scoring 5 tries in the first half.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought that, because it's a penalty and a restart from the penalty. Of course, this is now the last play of the game, and Lee Smith just dumps the ball into touch. And Leeds have won, and they will be relieved to get their victory. Their last win came 62 points to 4 against the Quins at home on the 5th of March. They've gone exactly a calendar month between victories. This is their first win in 5. A wonderful first half from Brian McLennan's men. They had the game in their pocket. They came out after half-time, and, well, the Catalan Dragons took the challenge to them. Or did Leeds Rhinos just take the foot off the gas? Did Leeds Rhinos run out of a little bit of pace because of the exertion of last Thursday night?
Well, I guess we'll see the answer to that in a few weeks. I mean, they've got the 2 points, there's no doubt about that, and they've arrested this run without a win. However, if I was Brian, I think Brian McLennan, I think he'll probably allude to it in interviews after the game or in comments that you read tomorrow, that he won't be, there'll be a lot of aspects of that game that he'll be disappointed with. A lot of errors that they came up when maybe there was Catalan were there for the taking. I would say, however, Kevin Walters, he's going to be scratching his head. He needs to replicate that second half performance for 80 minutes in games throughout the season, because they are doing it tough at the moment, and there's a little gap opening up at the end of the league.
Well, I know that Brian McLennan, I think, was waiting to talk to us, but first we're going to hear from the man of the match, and it's Danny Maguire. He's with Bill.
Danny, congratulations. Hard-earned bottle of champagne. The fact there was a big sigh of relief from the Leeds supporters when you went in for that try says it all about the second half.
Yeah, it's hard work. We played really well first half. We seemed to get a bit of fluidity going, and the boys were playing well. And then second half, different story. We slackened off, but I think a lot of credit goes to Catalans. They came out firing in that second half and put us under a lot of pressure. And it took a late try to put it out of reach, really. But I don't know, a bit of improvement from us, but we've still got a lot way to go.
Well, that's it. After the run you've been in, it must be some satisfaction to get a win on the board.
Yeah, I think the 2 points is the thing we can take out of tonight. Decent first half performance when things were going for us, but when things are going against us, we seem to be taking a few shortcuts, so we'll have to address that and, you know, come back next week. Got a tough old team to play, but all the boys are looking forward to that now.
Danny, well done. Man of the match, champagne, £100 for a charity of your choice. Where would you like that to go?
To the Leeds men cap, please.
Thanks, Danny. Well done. Leeds men cap benefits. Jerome Guisset has joined us for the Dragons. You won the second half, which you must get some pride out of.
Yeah, we do. It was one of our objectives after half time to show a bit more courage and a bit more pride in front of our own fan. A bit disappointed to lose the game because I thought the effort was pretty good considering the conditions at the moment of the team. Losing a few players, but that's what happens sometimes.
Well, there must be a temptation to feel sorry for yourself at the moment after the way that your season's going on the pitch and off it.
Well, yeah, you can't get any worse, but as I say, it's, things like that sometimes happen, and you just got to battle adversity and be better, work hard, and the better days will come one day.
Let's hope so soon. Thanks, Jerome.
Thank you. Ta.
We can hear from Brian McLennan now. In fact, the Rhinos coach has come down from on high. Second half didn't make very pleasant viewing, did it?
No, it was tough. I thought Catalan become really energetic, and the crowd got right behind them, and you know, and we weren't too good in our first up contacts and tackling, and they got a bit of a roll on us.
Would that maybe sum up the way your season has gone? You haven't managed to sort of stick it all together.
No, we haven't yet, and but there were some good signs there. The first half, I thought, you know, we attacked a lot better, and you know, but as the game went on and they got the energy and we looked tired, you know, and I think a lot of teams would be in this position as well. Just Catalan playing here at home, and I thought they really dug in and had a good shot at us in the second half.
Absolutely, Brian. Thanks very much indeed. Well, let's hear from opposite number Kevin Walters, and you can get a lot out of that second half, surely.
Yeah, we can. We fought back really well in the second half, which was very pleasing, but still, I thought the game could have been snuck, you know, in the last sort of 5-6 minutes. It wasn't to be today, but I'm very proud of the guys.
After the form you've been in, or haven't been in, and the injuries you've got, I mean, Shamil Fakir picking up a hamstring injury tonight by all accounts, you must wonder what you've got to do to get things going in the right direction.
Yeah, that's been a bit of a trouble spot for us this year with our injury toll, but we just keep working hard, and I know it's an old cliche, but we are doing that, and on today's second half, there's some positive signs there for the Dragons for the rest of the next couple of weeks. You know, we've got some players hopefully coming back on the weekend. That'll help us, and with the players' efforts today on a tough Easter weekend, they need to be congratulated.
It's a testing time for everybody, isn't it?
Well, it is, but the strong survive, and you know, we're trying to instill that in the guys, that we just keep working hard, and we've got some quality in our group, and we showed that last year, and we'll show it again this year.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.